Hello, I'm Joe Shackley, Marketing Manager for the Guardtech Group. I'm here today with Commercial Director Mark Wheeler. We are here today to talk to you about an amazing Maxi-10 facility that's been developed. Mark, can you tell us a little bit about the unit and who it's for?
Sure, thanks Joe. So this Cleancube Multi is for a company called Oxitec. They are working out in Djibouti. The purpose of this specific unit is malaria research. So they are looking to resex mosquitoes and breed mosquitoes to overwhelm the malaria carrying population of mosquitoes and to try and reduce the number of infections in the territory.
We're currently stood inside another Cleancube unit in manufacturing present. Can you use this unit to explain to us why the client chose that solution?
Sure. So obviously Djibouti is a very difficult territory and not particularly well served from a construction or from a scientific perspective. So the idea was with Cleancube that we've got a module that works to British standards, is built to the compliance standards that we expect of our territory. But we can use that and do that the way that we can ship using the standard shipping network. So the shipping container is recertified after it's manufactured in the UK, broken down to its individual components. So with a Multi-10 or a Maxi-10, we're looking at 10 different modules. They ship over to Africa and then they're reconnected. So the benefit of that is that all of the infrastructure, all of the mechanical, all of the electrical, architectural package, that all gets predominantly finished in the UK. Up to about kind of 90-95% of the build is finished on site here in Thetford.
It's obviously an incredible thing that we've all been part of here, taking this amazing unit and putting it all the way over in Africa. There must have been some significant challenges in doing so. Can you outline some of those for us?
Sure. So to start with, the way we approach this project, the client's budget was restricted. They were working from charitable donation as part of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So our approach to this was really, we wanted to find a way to make this work. We wanted to find a way to support the client in their aims. So actually this has been what we would consider a cost-neutral project. So we weren't looking to make money from this project. There was bigger and wider aims for us and objectives that we needed to achieve. Working in Africa comes with some quite significant challenges, and really each country in Africa very, very different challenges. Djibouti itself incredibly hot, so we're looking at those on-site days for plug and play. When we're actually connecting, we're looking at our chaps working to kind of temperatures of 40 degrees, so we had to work around night patterns and find ways to keep as cool as possible. And you're also working in a country where the infrastructure doesn't really support construction particularly well, so your utilities need to be routed, drainage needs to be brought in, electric is very hard to come by. So some quite significant challenges, but ultimately very rewarding in the end because of what the objective is of the project.
It's amazing that we're going to be helping to save potentially thousands of lives with this venture. How would you kind of explain that in terms of the culture of the company and what that means to everybody working here?
So I think it's massively exciting. It's been incredibly challenging, no two ways about it. But this is the tip of the iceberg, really. So I think this project, if this is successful and this technology works for the client and for other clients, we're working with a number of other clients doing very similar things with similar aims. That opens up potentially lots more opportunity. At the moment we're working in a very, very small territory, just a small part of Djibouti. Africa obviously has got a widespread malaria problem, it being the biggest worldwide killer across the globe. So this having potential to impact something in such a way and actually be a part of maybe being a part of solving this problem for us is essential. We run a company because we need to put food on the table and make sure that everybody eats, but actually the reason that everybody comes to work is because they're motivated by doing something bigger and better than they could do as individuals. So as a team, I think this is where we excel as a business. very lucky that we're involved in a number of different projects that do have massive impacts. You know, we work on a lot of projects with the NHS on chemotherapy, compounding drugs, and being able to shorten patient outcomes because we can get medicines to them quicker. We work on projects where we're developing technology for battery and for semiconductor tooling. So we're incredibly fortunate we get to work on those types of projects. And for me, that's what makes that's why you get out of bed on a Monday morning and come to work, because actually what we're doing today could have far-reaching impacts, not just in 2025 and 2026, but moving into 2030, 2040 and beyond. And that's kind of how we as a business try and plan for our impact.
So Cleancube Mobile Cleanrooms, a fully prefabricated plug-and-play solution. What is it that's so special about this particular brand, and how do you see the future panning out for it?
I think what's been really exciting for Cleancube is over the past 3 or 4 years, we've invested so much in developing the solution. So we've really been committed to trying to make this the most excellent solution that we can possibly, get to as an endpoint. It doesn't stop there. So we've got to a point now, I think, where we're developing some excellent projects, and we're now in our new manufacturing facility in Thetford, Norfolk. We can be running 8 to 10 projects at any one time simultaneously within this facility. Where we're looking at now is the efficiency so that we can try and bring those lead times down. I think what has been exciting about Cleancube as a construction format is the fact that we are solving quite significant problems that the expansion of regulation has brought up. So it's becoming harder and harder to do construction projects on site. It's becoming difficult with health and safety, with planning, with a number of different, even within kind of specific buildings, with parking and access. All of those things are becoming much, much harder. What's great about Cleancube is the fact that we can do this all off site. Our time on site is so short compared to what a standard construction project would be. So essentially what we do is we move all of that risk and all of that difficulty to our facility here. We've got complete control of it. I think the excitement for me with Cleancube is the fact that we just haven't stopped. We've got to a point where we're really, really happy with the product. We're really happy with what we do. Every project is bespoke. So we're dealing with clients. We're not giving them limitations. We're saying to them, what do you want for your project and how do we facilitate that? But we're now hitting to a point where we're going to the next stage and saying, how do we get more efficient? How do we get quicker? How do we try and bring that price down? How do we try and get our proposition to a client, to as many clients as we possibly can? So we're trying to make this attractive to as widespread an audience as we can. We're doing a lot of work with the NHS. We're doing a lot of work with private big pharma, people that are looking for quick implementation. So for me, that's incredibly exciting, and Cleancube, I think it's got a really interesting future.